You're not to take Joe to Hotton, mind. And don't let him have keys to this, either.
But Joe's done out.
Never said he had. I want to stop him doing something. Joe not here?
Not seen him.
Have you been in all the time I was away?
I've been in house, if that's what you mean.
What about you, Dad?
I took Bess for a run, you know that. She's got bit between her teeth, but look on.
Oh, well, she's been down to see our Jack. So it must be something to do with that penny.
Oh, you women, you're always causing trouble.
You can't blame us. It's men as gets ideas.
Oh, I know who gives us ideas. They don't come from nowhere.
It's state of your minds. You always want what you can't have.
Oh, aye? Well, think on. It weren't fellas went scrumping, and everything in garden was beautiful until that happened.
Well, Bag's still in his room, so he must be on farm somewhere.
Why are you going out to find him?
No point in chasing rabbit when you know it's coming back to Borough. I can wait.
It were a good idea of yours. Credit where credit's due. Customers liked them, they sold well. How many are you going to do for tonight?
I think I can do any.
Eh? Why not?
Well, it took me all afternoon. I monopolised the vicar's kitchen. It's hardly fair on him, is it?
There's a stove here in kitchen. You could use that if you liked.
If we really want sausage rolls, we can always get them from the baker.
Customers liked them being homemade. Besides, not saying profit, is there?
I only charge you for the materials. You reckon Mr. Ruskin's electricity?
No, it can't be more than a bob or two at most.
And the labour costs?
How much should that be?
Well, it took me from about 2 o'clock until 4. 2 hours, reckon it up for
2
yourself.
hours?
Well, each batch takes half an hour to bake.
But you weren't standing over the stove waiting all the time, were you, though?
Well, then there's the buying and the preparation of the ingredients, and most important of all, inconvenience to the vicar and his wife.
But I've said there's a stove here you can use.
Well, then I'd be dashing backwards and forwards. More time on the bill.
I've told you there's a room here you can have.
Yes. What about the gossip?
I'm not afraid of a bit of gossip.
And the reputation of the house?
Folks know me round here. They trust me now to fear on that score.
Where is the room?
Up top. Nice room. Might need airing a bit, but you'll be comfortable there. Very comfortable.
How much would it cost me?
Well, now, let's see. You'd take your meals here, I suppose.
Well, it depends. How good a cook are you?
Me?
Unless you want me to cook for myself.
No point in us both cooking.
Well, I think that's best. I look after myself, you look after yourself. I live in on those terms.
Well, wait a bit now, steady. There's the matter of what you pay.
I think £3 would be fair.
Well, I were thinking of $3.50.
All right, I won't argue. You can take it out of the extra I'll be earning cooking food for the bar. Time to open up.
Hello, Joe. Taking a breather?
What are you doing up here?
Ma wants me over something. Has Wilkes done anything about setting up the pig unit?
I wouldn't know. Where's Penny?
Over the mill. Look, I think I ought to explain about Penny.
When I want explanations from you, I'll ask for them.
There's 2 ways. We can buy the rations ready mixed from compounders, or mix them ourselves, barley and that, here on the farm. Bit more work involved, but cheaper. Now...
Not disturbing a committee meeting, I hope?
If it was, he'd be entitled to be here. He's still a share in the farm.
I want no share in the pork factory.
I don't want to cross swords with you, Jack, but we both belong to a company which has made a policy decision. It's up to us...
Don't tell me we've got to pull together, sink our differences, put company before self or any other of your commercial clichés, please. There is more to life than the profit motive.
People have to be fed.
And boy, do we feed. We eat enough in a week to keep an Asian at 12 months.
Well, it's not our faults. And setting up piggery'll mean more food for well, won't it?
Not where it's wanted, it won't.
You'd not object if the piggery was for starving people, then?
I'm not falling for that one. The kind of factory farming you're trying to set up is immoral. Ends don't justify means.
So you'd rather see folks starve if it came to a choice between that and breeding pigs on concrete?
It'll never be that kind of a choice.
But if it was, which would you choose?
The pig every time.
Well, all I can say is it's lucky world's not in your hands. Oh, shall I take Mr. Wilkes to parlour?
Never mind. I'd like a word with Jack in private.
Give me a call when you've done.
Just to set the record straight, I slept at the mill. Penny slept at the forge, and I joined her for breakfast.
I'm not sitting in judgment on you, but since she's been sleeping here, it might have been polite for one of you to let me know.
Oh, that's my fault. You see,
I'm not talking about faults. I'm talking about Joe. He's packed his bag and...
Over Penny?
That's about it. I'm not taking sides, but I don't want to repeat of what happened between him and you over Marion Wilkes.
You think I do? They had a date to go fishing. She forgot and came to see me. I didn't ask her to come. She just came.
Does she mean anything to you?
I don't think like that, Ma.
Then try thinking of how other people look at things. Like Joe, for instance.
I'm interested in Penny because she's Trash's daughter. I want to find out exactly what kind of life Trash led. But beyond that, Joe's welcome to help himself.
Will you tell him that?
All right. If you listen. Keeps belting off every time I open my mouth.
You can manage if you try.
Right. That all?
Is she going to go on sleeping at the forge from tonight? Or...
At the mill. She's doing the room out for me, so it's easier for her to stay there. But she's an art student. She wanted a job, so I told her to get on with it. I'll be sleeping at the forge.
That's all then. Thank you, son.
Right, I'll get back to Frank's pump then. Oh, by the way, I suppose it's only fair to warn you. As a company, you've applied for planning permission to develop the pig unit. As an individual, I've lodged an objection with the planning committee on the grounds that it's an unsuitable development for an area of outstanding natural beauty. And I intend to press that objection with all the power I can muster. You might tell Henry Wilkes that.
Is that you, Jack? Oh, Joe, hello.
Hello.
Jack's not here.
I'm not
He's...
wanting Jack. Why didn't you come back to the farm last night?
Are you sick or something?
Sick? Of course I'm not sick.
I mean... Oh, Joe, are you still uptight about that fishing date?
Look, I asked you a question, didn't I?
Yes, but you asked it like... Oh, Joe. Are you worried about my virtue?
Look, I'm not making a joke.
No, me, Joe. I'll tell you, I've still got it.
Well, I weren't suggesting
It's
that...
been a fight. I'm not denying that. Being a girl these days is like that mouse the cat's always after. Tom and Jerry, you know. It's been a struggle to survive intact.
Look, I dare say, but we expected you back at farm last night.
I'm doing this up for Jack, you see. Great. So I thought I'd sleep here. Well, from now on, that is. Last night I slept at the forge. Do you want to know where Jack slept?
Do it up. You mean paint it?
Decorate, furnish the lot. The bed's not made because he slept here last night. Which brings us back to the subject, Joe. Is that where the bad vibes come from?
Look, people just don't forget when they're supposed to meet people.
They do when the people's me, Joe. I'm sorry. I really did think it was a maybe we might kind of arrangement, you know?
No, it doesn't matter. We can do it some other time, maybe.
That'd be really nice. Meantime, have you got any money?
You want to borrow some?
No. But this place, it's pretty dusty. I could use a shandy. If you feel like standing a treat.
Anything you like.
Let's go.
a waxwing, I think.
Oh.
Got the bug.
Don't you ever recognise any of them for sure?
I haven't been at it long enough. Matter of fact, a couple of months back, I'd have thought it a daft hobby. But living alone, got to look at something, do something. That's why it's a waxwing, all right. Rare up here, it says. Hey. You got any hobbies?
Oh, I like cooking.
Oh, that. Outside the house, I mean.
I used to belong to an amateur operatic company.
Oh, you like singing, then?
Well, I wasn't very good at it. Was only in the chorus.
I like singing. Matter of fact, I was thinking of going to see the vicar. Don't laugh. I'm not much of a one for church going. Can't seem to lose that, can we?
It's going to stay there till somebody moves it, isn't it?
Well, that and the owner will come along looking for it.
I'll put it up here. Make it easier for her to find if she does. What did you want to see Mr. Ruskin about?
Well, about joining the choir, actually, if I could.
I'm sure he'd be delighted to have you.
How about you joining? You like singing. We could do it together.
You haven't heard my voice.
If it's good enough for the operatic chorus, it can't be too bad for the choir.
Looks rather funny, doesn't it? Like a piece of sculpture.
Aye. As you're living at the vicarage, you could happen to ask him if he needs anybody in the choir. I feel a bit daft asking him myself. He's not a man I feel that much at ease with.
Well, his manner can be a bit misleading. He's a very good man, but shy, I think.
Blunt, I'd have said.
Well, perhaps that's his way of hiding his shyness. And I'm not at the vicarage anymore. Not after today.
Oh? Where are you moving to?
The Woolpack.
You're going to live in? With Amos Brayley?
I have a very nice room all to myself. And I must be getting back. I've got a load of sausage rolls to get in the oven. I wonder if that'll still be there tomorrow.
10 o'clock. Will you come?
Well, not been to church on Sunday in years.
Doesn't mean it has to be years before you go again.
Aye. Well, let's get back to work. See you around.
I'll be here Sunday. Or at the mill working.
Oh. Oh, see you then.
Oh, I'm just off then, Mr. Ruskin.
Oh, was that Liz getting the car? And I thought I heard something.
I know it's not far, but I didn't fancy carrying all those bags.
No, of course not. Well, I hope things work out well for you.
Thank you for all your help.
I wish I could have done more.
Well, there is something I'd like a little advice on.
No, it's difficult to think of anything parsons are more free with.
Fortunately, for a lot of people.
Well, I'd like to think that. But I can't help wishing that the quality was equal to the quantity. What's the trouble?
Well, perhaps that's the wrong word, really. It's not advice. You know Mr. Wilkes, Henry Wilkes?
Nothing but book it.
Well, he sings a bit and would like to join the choir.
Is that all?
When you see him, you will see him, won't you?
Yes.
Would you tell him about me? About my being in prison?
Well, he'll think it a bit odd if I offer him the information gratuitously. He's bound to wonder why I should take the trouble, and, well, frankly, Alison, it'll make me appear something of a gossip, won't it? And a malicious gossip at that.
Oh, yes, of course. Stupid of me.
Have you a particular reason for wanting him to know? But you prefer not to tell him yourself?
It would be difficult. embarrassing for him as well as for me.
Well, if you're prepared to trust my discretion.
Oh, I am, yes.
It's all right. Leave it with me. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you for everything.
I think we should be getting along now, Alison.
Right.
Come on, I'll see you both off.
It is how you packed it.
How do you know how I packed it? You weren't even up there.
It's rather how you behaved after you packed it.
And it's now to do you, Grandad. I can come and go as I please.
Come on, that'll do.
I was only telling
I
Grandad.
said that'll do. It's mealtime, not a three-ring circus. You'd never think they were taught manners.
No harm in it. Reminds me of when I was a kid myself.
They're supposed to have grown out at kids' stage.
I've known your mother fetch you one more than once for thrashing a table. Proper little messer she was.
I can imagine.
Oh, she was, Henry.
That's enough.
See, can't take it yourself,
No.
can you?
At proper time, I can take anything.
Uh-huh.
But right now, I want to know what's on with Matt and Peg's moving.
Tomorrow, we scrub place out.
Who's we?
Me and anyone else who'll give me a hand.
Oh, I don't reckon you should, love. What do you think, Ma?
Time is getting close.
Well, I won't be on my knees or out. I use the long-handled scrubber.
All the same, I don't think
I'm
it's a
all
good
right.
idea.
I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Tell you what, why don't we make up a cleaning party?
Oh.
All of us. Old clothes.
I've only got old clothes.
Shut up.
Joe.
Old clothes, a few bottles of beer, that and a picnic basket. When we've done, we can christen it with a bottle of champagne. After all, it'll be the first improvement the company's completed.
Hey, and what are we going to christen it? We can't go on calling it Jameson's Farm.
Oh, it's not, tisn't it?
Well, there you are. Any ideas, Peg?
Can't think of a thing.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Skilbeck Farm.
Well, it's not a farm anymore, is it? It's only part of one.
All right, then, Emmerdale Junior.
If you can't be serious, Joe.
Skilbeck House.
Oh, it's a bit grand, isn't it?
Cottage, then.
I don't fancy using our own name on it, do you?
I like cottage. Always sounds cosy.
Not a cottage, though, is it?
Oh, folk don't mind nowadays. I mean, look at those houses at Otten they've built called cottages.
It ought to be something to do with district, like Emmerdale is.
There used to be a wood back of old Jameson's called Hawthorn. Not that I ever saw any hawthorns there, but that's what they used to call it, Hawthorn Wood.
Hawthorn Cottage. Oh, I like that, don't you, Matt?
Aye, I do.
There were a cottage up there. Aye, Sniffy Upton's. Oh, he were a lad.
Who?
Sniffy Upton. Great big fella. Oh, he'd make three of Matt. Always cold, though, like he got no blood in him. That's why they used to call him Bluey, on account he were always blue in face and shivering.
You said he was called Sniffy.
So he was, Sniffy Upton.
He couldn't be called Bluey and Sniffy.
He were Bluey at school.
Ah, and Sniffy after.
No, not for a bit. You remember him, Annie. He always had this drop hanging here, you know, like a tap with a bad washer, only his never fell off.
I think that'll do. It's mealtime.
Well, he asked me how Bluey became Sniffy.
I dare say, but there's limits.
Should have used Anki, of course, instead of trying to sniff it back.
Dad!
Dirty family they were, but he were a love with Sniffy.
All right. So it's going to be Hawthorn Cottage.
I think so. Eh, Matt?
No.
Well, what do you say, Henry?
We can call it what you like. You'll be living there.
Aye, and I'm going to have their bedroom. Aye, well, it'll be a change for me to have a bit of comfort. Get me away from that thing for a start.
Emmerdale Farm? Yes, he is. Just a sec. Mr. Wilkes? Here.
Thanks, Joe.
You'd think people would know better
Wilkes.
than to ring up at mealtime.
Oh, hello, Vicky.
I mean, if you can't sit down to a meal...
Yes.
Mr. Wilkes won't be able to
anytime
hear.
suits me.
Of course he can hear. He's got that thing to his
Yeah,
ear.
good.
Oh, dear.
Well, yes, that'd be better. I'll be there. 7:30. Thanks. Goodbye. The vicar. I was thinking of joining the church choir. I'm telling you straight out so you can all have a good laugh. Well, I enjoy singing. Not solo, of course, I'm not good enough. I do enjoy a good choir.
Come on, there's cows to bend down.
Up on your right.
You come into Woolpack afterwards?
How about it, love?
No, you go on. There's things I want to do.
Well, I mean, I could stay and give you a hand.
No, you go on. It's not often you have a night out. I don't feel like it anyhow.
You heard boss's orders. Come on.
You ought to pack up and change your mind more often. It seems to agree with you.
We'll fix up that cleaning party tomorrow. Get it over and done with.
Well, best make it day after. It'll give me a chance to go over and see what needs doing.
That's Saturday. Shopping to do.
Oh, aye. Well, let me see anyway. I'd rather not do it all in a hurry.
Well, you let me know when you decide. You going to help, Sam?
I'll see how I feel. I may be busy making a kennel for Bess. I don't know.
He's in a mood.
Oh, he'll get over it. He always does.
He were funny about that sniffy up to know, weren't he?
But Joe, I never saw such a change of mood. I was all set to tell him a thing or two, and he came in looking like he found out how to make the sun shine.
Had a nice time with Penny, more'n like. Happen she likes him.
She's going to decorate Toad Mill for Jack. So Joe says, anyway.
Is he paying her?
Oh, no way of knowing, is there?
Well, she can't be doing it for love. But Joe wouldn't be so happy, would he?
Is he sweet on her?
It's no saying with our Joe. Show him a pretty face, he don't know where he is. Remember you're marrying.
We'll need clean towels. There's some in airing cupboard. Heard from Marion, have you?
She's not actually married to that fella. Honest, Annie. I don't know what gets into young people's minds nowadays.
I dare say our parents felt the same way about us.
I sit up there in that house yonder. I don't know what I've brought myself to. Well, there's the farm, of course, but we can't really get that moving till we've got this planning business settled. I've even taken to bird watching to pass the time. Lost my sense of direction somewhere.
It's Marion going, I expect. Bound to throw you. You'll soon settle down once farm gets moving.
I was thinking. I made a lot of money. Well, I started off with nothing. It seemed the right thing to go for. It was at the time. The trouble is... Do you mind this?
Yeah, carry on.
Some folk can't stand pipes.
Oh, I'm used to Dad's. And Jacob was always pulling at one. When they got together for an evening, it was like a real peace super in here.
Yeah. Well, they're comforting. Well, as I was saying, I went for money. But I've half an idea now. I didn't know where to stop. Took it too seriously. Never thought of anything else. But now I have stopped looking for it. I don't know where to put myself. If I'd had a hobby...
Well, you got one coming up. There's plenty to do here. And once piggery starts...
I'll still have no one up in that house.
Housekeeper would be better than nothing. Remember I mentioned Beryl Crosswaite?
Ah, you did. Fact is, Annie, you may as well know now as later. I'm thinking of getting wed again.